Hello guys, welcome back. Let us learn in this video class 9 NCERT, that is civics, or we can say political science also, class 9 chapter 2. So the chapter name is what is democracy and why democracy. So I made part 1 and next video I will be giving the part 2. So let us learn what is mean by democracy. Yes. Here we can see what is democracy and what are its features. This chapter builds on a simple definition of democracy. Step by step, we work out the meaning of the terms involved in this definition. So the aim here is to understand clearly the bare minimum features of democratic form of government. So after going through this chapter, we should be able to distinguish a democratic form of government from a non-democratic government, and towards the end of this chapter, we step beyond this minimal objective and introduce a broader idea of democracy. So in the previous lessons, we learnt about democracy. So I am giving in this video brief explanation about what is democracy and what are its features. So democracy is the most prevalent form of government in the world today, and it is expanding to more countries. But why is it so? Do you think about it? So what makes it better than other forms of government? I'll be explaining in the video. And this is the second big question that we take up in this chapter. Now coming to the what is democracy. Here I gave the definition of democracy, that is, democracy is a form of government that allows peoples to choose their rulers. So in a democracy, only leaders elected by people should rule the country, and people have the freedom to express views, freedom to organize, and freedom to protect. So we already discussed in the first chapter that is democracy is a form of government that allows peoples to choose their rulers. Here people they can choose their selected leaders, and they do have a freedom to express views, what are the views, and they will be having a freedom to organize and freedom to protect themselves also. If they are not protected, they can raise their voice. So here a simple definition of democracy is, that is, democracy is a form of government in which the rulers are elected by the people. Already we talked about this topic. So coming to this, Pinochet is rule. Why we have to talk this one, this Pinochet rule? Because we discussed in this previous lesson all the different kind of democratic and non-democratic countries. So here Pinochet became the president of the country and ruled for the next 17 years, and he from a government that was elected by the people, the power shifted to the military officers. So what happened there? They could do as they wished and no one could question them. Thus the military dictatorship was established in the Chile. So this is the difference between democratic and non-democratic government. Okay, in this Pinochet rule in Chile, so the military dictatorship was established during that time, and Pinochet was a Pinochet government tortured and killed several of those who supported Allende and those who wanted democracy to be restored. You have to remember that we talked about Allende in the first chapter. So he was a socialist, and he raised his voice to protect the common people. But in the Pinochet government, they tortured and killed several people during that time. So in the this is the case of Chile's Chile's government rule. And coming to the democracy in Poland. So in 1980, Poland was ruled by the Polish United Workers Party. So this was one of the many communist parties. so that ruled in several countries of East Europe at that time. So in these countries, no other political party was allowed to function, and the people could not freely choose the leaders of the communist party or the government, because they did not mention that democratic government. So what happened? Those who spoke against the leaders or the party or the government were put into the prison. So this is the case in the Poland, and the government in Poland was supported and controlled by the government of Soviet Union, that is we can say shortly USSR, that is United Soviet Union. Okay, so a vast and powerful communist state during that time. So these are the two cases. And coming to the Kwame Nkrumah, so he is born in Ghana and received Western education and fought for independence and against colonialism and imperialization. So he founded and became the first president of Ghana. This is the case study of Ghana we already learned in the first lesson. And coming to the Myanmar and military back in the power timeline of this event. So here in the military backed Union Solidarity and Development Party was wins election by landslide. Aung San Suu Kyi, she started National League for Democracy and boycotted in election. So these are cases we have to learn what is the difference between democratic and non-democratic government. So why define democracy? So here we want to define because evaluate to what degree a political system is democratic and compare systems like which country having which kind of the ruling government, and analyze if the systems are becoming more or less democratic. And we have to acknowledge in the compatible factors with democracy and censorship, rigged elections, harassments of the opposition, jailing of opponents, and prohibition of political meetings, etc. So with this framework, an evaluation if a country is democratic or not and to what extent is democracy can be defined. So you can observe this cartoon was drawn when the elections were held in Iraq with the presidents of US and other foreign powers. What do you think this cartoon is saying? Why this democracy written the way it is? See here the Iraq people are holding this democracy, and they mentioning their country ruling, how they are ruling. So here you can observe this picture. Here Ri Byung went back home and collected some more famous quotations on democracy. So this time she did not mention the names of the people who said or wrote these. She wants you to read this and how and you have to comment on how good or useful these thoughts are. See, first point, that is democracy gives every man the right to be his own oppressors. And the second point will be the democracy consists of choosing your dictators after they have told you what you think. Is it is you want to hear or not? And the third point, man's capacity of justice makes democracy possible, but man's inclination to injustice makes democracy necessary. And the fourth point, that is democracy is a device that ensures we shall be governed no better than we deserve. So all the ills of democracy can be cured by more democracy. So this is the meaning of this cartoon which he mentioned. And coming to the features of democracy, what are the features of democracy? See, first one is government. So here a government democratically elected group of people who have the authority to govern the country or on behalf of its people. So this is the first point of feature of democracy. And the second point, regular and free elections. So here we come, that is regular and free elections. Here all adults have the right to vote in regular elections at a variety of levels. So there are a regular elections, so the levels will be different. And the third one is free media. The media are not controlled by the government and are free to make comments and criticisms of government's decisions. So media will be having a complete control, means have a access to make comments and criticisms of the government's decisions. So these are the three factors we can see. And coming to the major decisions by elected leaders. What are the major decisions have been mentioned in this lesson? So here you can see in Pakistan, so this lesson almost similar to the first lesson. So here what are the first lesson topics has came already, thus that topics only we are talking about in this chapter also. Here in Pakistan, General Pervez Musharraf lead a military coup in October 1999. He overthrew a democratically elected government and declared himself the chief executive of the country. So during the 1999, he rejected the democratically elected government and he himself made a chief executive of the country. He started ruling that country. In 2002, he held a referendum in the country which was based on malpractices and fraud that granted him a 5-year extension. So himself he made referendum, and the country which was based on the malpractice and fraud. So after passing this law, that is legal framework order, which gave the president the power to dismiss the national and provincial assemblies. So this legal framework order gave the power to president to dismiss the national provinces assemblies. In this case, Pakistan has had election. Elected representatives had some power, but the final power rests with the military officers. So this is the case of Pakistan government. And General Musharraf himself, he made this rules, and so this should not be called as a democracy. So here in a democracy, the final decision making power must rest with those elected by the people. So here it's not happened in the Pakistan. This gives us the first feature. So coming to the second one, you can see this cartoon here. Syria was made some kind of rules. Syria is a small West Asian country. The ruling Baath party and some of its small allies are the only parties allowed in that country. So here what they made, the rule is no entry before you fill that form and become a member in all Baath's party. Is that clear? So here they are mentioning in the to make a government, they have to fill. And coming to the major decisions by elected leaders, you can observe this cartoon. This cartoon was drawn in the context of Latin America. So here in democracy, the final decision making power must rest with those elected by the people. So this is we all know. So here in this cartoon, this cartoon suggested the scene of a Booth capturing at gunpoint during the elections. Yes, it applies to the Pakistani situation, as we talked about the Musharraf, no? So General Pervez Musharraf, what he established the all rules and regulations, no? So it applies to the Pakistani situation. As well as here, General Pervez Musharraf established army rule and controlled the elected representatives. So this could be applied in the countries like China, Iraq, etc. So both capturing remained an important feature of the Indian election sometimes ago. but nowadays this rarely happens. So this is the case of some countries how the democracy rules. So here we can see a referendum 2002. The referendum took place on April 30, 2002, which no competition and no option but to vote for General Musharraf. So here there is no competition and there is no opinion. Whatever the rules he made, they have to accept it. So the referendum question put forward to the people was for the survival of the local government system. So they established of democracy, continuity of reforms and end to sectarianism and the extremism, and to fulfill the vision of Quaid-i-Azam, would you like to elect President General Parvez Musharraf as a president of Pakistani for 5 years. So this is the referendum made in 2002. So after that he also made legal framework. So the Supreme Court under Parvez Musharraf is an exception to this rule of constitutional authority. So what happened? That court took oath not under the Constitution of Pakistan but under a military legal framework order 2002. So this legal framework order. This is the legal framework order. So Pakistani under Parvez Musharraf should not be called a democracy because this is non-democratic government, we can say. Why? Because first point is under him, under Musharraf, Pakistan went under military rule, and the second point, he threw away the democratically elected government, and he used dirty tricks to win the referendum he had held in 2002, and he did not show quick reaction towards the militants. So the fifth, he wanted to rule Pakistan as long as he could. So this is the case of Pakistan. And coming to the another point, that is free and fair election. So what do you mean by free and fair elections? So here you can see Indian election are basically free and fair elections. So the example we can say, so the party that wins an election and forms government. So here what happened? Free and fair elections will be held on during the time, and the party that wins an election and forms a government, and that is the ruling party, we can say. But in some constituencies, a few candidates may win purely on the basis of money power and unfair means, but the overall verdict of general election still reflects the popular reference. So however, many limitations and the challenges in Indian election for to conduct the free and fair election in India. So this is the election process you can see in India. So another country we can say free and fair electoral competitions. So these are the few examples. In China, elections are regularly held after every 5 years for electing the country's parliament, and they are called Kuango Renmin Duhai, that is National People's Congress. Here you can see that is National People's Congress, and the power to appoint the president of country. Here National People's Congress has the power to appoint the president of this country, means China. So here what are the rules? A candidate needs the approval of the Chinese Communist Party if he want to become a president. So he need to follow some rules and regulations. So the first rule is a candidate needs the approval of Chinese Communist Party, and the second one is it has nearly 3,000 members elected from all over the China. So only the members of Chinese Communist Party or 8 smaller parties allied to it were allowed to contest elections held in 2002 and 2003. So another country, that is Mexico. So these countries are having free and fair electoral competitions. So since its independence in 1930, Mexico will be having this type of the government. But until 2000, every election was won by the party called, that is PRI, Institutional Revolutionary Party. So this party from 2000 until 2000 they started, and Mexico holds elections after every 6 years to elect its presidents. So the PRI, that is Institutional Revolutionary Party, was known to use many dirty tricks to win elections. So all those who were employed in the government offices had to attend its party meetings. And the second point, teachers of the government schools used to force parents to vote for the PRI, and the media largely ignored the activities of opposition political parties except to criticize them. So these are the few examples of free and fair electoral competition countries. And coming to the one person, one vote and one value. You can see these pictures here. One person, one vote and one value. So here some examples. First one, Saudi Arabia cannot be called democratic because since in the country women are not allowed to vote in Saudi Arabia. And Estonia cannot be called democratic because it has made its citizenship rules in such a way that people belonging to Russian minority, and they have find it difficult to get the right to vote. So this is the situation of these two countries like Saudi Arabia and Estonia. And in Fiji, the electoral system is such that the vote of an indigenous Fiji has more value than that of an Indian Fijian. So these are the few cases during the world. And coming to the Zimbabwe under Mugabe. So that is in the fall of Mugabe, that is in 1980, Rhodesia gains independence from the Britain after armed struggle by rival military forces, that is ZANU and ZAPU. So ZANU leader Robert Mugabe, he becomes a prime minister of during this time. So in 2002, Mugabe is re-elected, and in fraud he tainted vote, EU imposes and sanctions. So these are the few cases. And 2008, and again re-elected Mugabe forms unity and unity government to rein in increasingly popular opposition MDC. So here are a few cases that is you can observe in this pictures. And coming to the fall of Mugabe, in they have given the dates also. In the sworn in as president, and in 2017 mass anti-Mugabe protests backed by war and ruling party and army. So coming to this cartoon, what this cartoon tells us. So here you can see the cartoon is about the Iraq election held after Saddam Hussein's regime was overthrown. Is shown behind the bars. What is the cartoon saying? So here the cartoon is saying about the Iraq elections held after Saddam Hussein regime was overthrown. He is shown behind the bars. Democracy is written in this particular way as it is not a true democracy and is a mockery of democracy set up by the US for its own interest. So this is the meaning of this cartoon. The paintist has to tell about the democracy. And coming to the rule of law and respect the rights. So Zimbabwe attained independence from white minority rule in 1980. Since 1980, since then the country has been ruled by ZANU PF, the party that leads the freedom struggle. Its leader Robert Mugabe ruled the country And since independence, elections were held regularly and always won by ZANU and PF. President Mugabe was popular but also used unfair practices in elections. Over the years, his government changed the constitution several times to increase the power of the president and make him less accountable. So in this case, what happened? Opposition party workers were harassed and their meeting disrupted. So public protests and demonstrations against the government were declared illegal. So this was the case in the Mugabe, and there were as a law that limited that right to criticize the president, and television and radio were controlled by the government and gave only the ruling party's version. So there were independent newspapers, but the government harassed those journalists also. So who went against it? The government ignored some court judgments that went against it and pre-issued judges. So he was forced out of office in 2017. So the example of Zimbabwe shows that popular approval of the rulers is necessary in the democracy, but it is not sufficient. Popular governments can be undemocratic and the popular leaders can be autocratic. If we wish to access a democracy, it is important to look at the elections, but it is equally important to look before and after the elections. So there should be sufficient room for normal political activity, including political opposition. So in this period, what happened before elections, this requires that the state should respect some basic rights of the citizens. They should be free to think. So to have opinions, to the express these in public. To form associations also. Everyone should respect the equal in the eyes of law. So these rights must be protected by an independent judiciary whose orders are obeyed by everyone. We shall read more about these rights in chapter 6. So similarly, there are some conditions that apply to the way of government is run after the elections. A democratic government cannot do whatever it likes simply because it has won an election. It has to respect some basic rules. In particular, it has to respect some guarantees to the minorities. So every major decision has to go through a series of consultations, and every office bearer has certain rights and responsibilities also. He has and assigned by the constitution and the law. Each of these is accountable not only to the people but also to the other independent officials. So we shall read about all this briefly in chapter 5. So here both these aspects give us the fourth or final feature of democracy. So here you can see a democratic government rules within limits set by the constitutional law and citizens' rights. So these are the features in a democracy. The final decisions making power must rest with those who elected by the people, and a democracy must be based on free and fair elections where those currently in power have a fair chance to losing. In a democracy, each adult citizen must have one vote and each vote must have one value. And the fourth point, that is a democratic government rules within limits set by the constitutional law and citizens' right. So and the opposition parties are allowed to function freely before and after the elections. So the democratic governments are based on fundamental principles of political equality. So these are some features of democracy, and the exercise of this choice leads to the government limited by the basic rules of the constitution and citizens' rights. So here you can see this some rule of law and respect of rights. Example of this, A democratic government rules within limits set by the constitutional law and citizens' rights. So recently, the Chinese government blocked the free flow of information on the internet by placing restrictions on popular websites like Google and Yahoo. So this image of tanks and an unarmed student reminds the reader of another major event in recent Chinese history. So you can find out the information about this event in question answers. So I hope you this lesson will be informative. If you like my videos, please like, share and subscribe. Thank you for watching.